16 months after Hamas's October 7th attack in Israel, there has been a sharp increase in the number of American Jews who say they're changing their behavior because they're afraid of anti-Semitism. This is according to the American Jewish Committee's report, State of Anti-Semitism in America, that is out today. And it's the first time in the report's 5-year history that more American Jews than not are actually modifying their behavior. 56% say they are. And the report also finds a whopping 77% of American Jews say they feel less safe as a Jewish person in the U.S. because of the October 7th Hamas massacre that killed 1,200 people in Israel. With us now is the CEO of the American Jewish Committee, Ted Deutch. He's a former Florida congressman. So thanks for being with us. And of course, this report was the first one to give you a full calendar year of input from folks after the October 7th, 2023 attack. What should people be taking away from this?
Well, thanks for having me. And I think you really hit on the most important point here, which is more than half of American Jews, 56% of American Jews, changed their behavior out of fear of anti-Semitism. That is, they made a conscious decision to change where they go, what they do, what they say, what they wear, because of the anti-Semitism that they see all around them. That's something that affects not just the Jewish community, but everyone in America should be alarmed when any group has to think about altering its behavior so as to avoid being targeted.
Yeah, they're hiding who they are, in effect. They don't want to draw attention. And the American Jewish Committee found 33% of Jews have personally experienced anti-Semitism. How has that been changing over time and in light of the Israel-Hamas war? And just tell us the kind of things they're experiencing.
Sure. Well, look, as we have this conversation, I'm wearing a yellow pin so that I can try to bring awareness to the hostages who have been held by Hamas beneath Gaza for now almost 500 days. The thought that people have to think about whether it's okay to wear this, whether it's okay to identify as a Jew by wearing a Jewish star, whether it's okay to walk around proudly supporting Israel, as more than 80% of American Jews who see Israel as so critical to them are likely to do. All of those decisions are impacted by the fears of anti-Semitism around them. And yes, it's the number of people who have experienced it directly. And then there is this additional concern that we've seen that's clear in our report, which is almost 70%, 69% of American adults have experienced anti-Semitism online. And for young people, that number is over 80%. This is something that should concern all of us, and it's something that all of us together have to work to address.
So something that was also interesting here, you surveyed American adults across religions, and you found that 1 in 5 of them, so 20%, consider Hamas to be a militant resistance group working primarily in the best interest of the Palestinian people. What do you attribute that to, and how do you combat that?
Well, first of all, it's a very concerning data point. The fact that 1 in 5 people think that the terrorist group, Hamas, that exists for the sole purpose of killing Jews and trying to destroy Israel, that was responsible for the slaughter of over 1,200 Jews on October 7th and still is holding over 75 hostages in Gaza, that's something other than a terrorist group. That's very concerning. What can we do to address that? Well, one, we have an obligation, all of us, to speak out and to make sure that people understand what Hamas did on October 7th. But beyond that, our social media companies have a responsibility to adhere to their own standards. Every one of the big companies, Facebook and Instagram and X and TikTok and YouTube, all of them have standards that say no hate speech, no hateful ideologies, no support of terrorism. And yet their algorithms continue to not only permit the kinds of images that and postings that advance this kind of hateful ideology, but the algorithms feed it to people. And all of us should be asking what can be done about that. It starts, I think, with Congress taking a look at reforming the statute that says that these companies have no liability for any of what we're seeing online.
Former Congressman Ted Deutch, we really appreciate you being with us. Thank you.
Thanks very much.